channel. Bogdan #7.
Bruh.
Hello and welcome to yet another Formula 1 related video. Today we are reviewing the race of the 2025 Italian Grand Prix at Monza, round 16 out of 24 of this year's championship. Before we start, um, just a quick little, I know, um, thing about history of Formula 1, the history of Formula 1 series. I've now reached the end of my summer break. For example, tomorrow I'm starting school, and yeah, they're probably gonna restart to be in, let's call it, a semi-regular fashion. I mean, I don't know if 2 weeks, once every 2 weeks, as we did for the past, I don't know, for example, last year. But probably once every 3 weeks, something like that. And yes, there's probably a video coming out in one of the next 2 weeks. Now back to the video. It was a very interesting opening to the race, opening few laps. For a moment there, it looked like Norris could have gained 13 points on the championship rival, which would have been good for him, of course, after the DNF upset in Zandvoort last weekend. But still, Verstappen took back the lead after he got hit at the start, but had to give out the place because of that corner cutting, and then, or should I say chicane cutting, but yeah, and eventually he took back the lead and got a 19-second win, setting, yesterday he set the fastest lap in F1 history in qualifying, and his second place was the second fastest, and today he helped set the fastest race in F1 history. Of course, complete race, because Spa 2021 was another thing. So yeah, interesting indeed. And I don't know, Red Bull looked fast from the beginning this weekend, though I wouldn't say they were close competitors to America, but Verstappen was awesome. Hulkenberg didn't start the race with some hydraulic problems. Sad for him. Bortoleto instead got points for Sauber. So did Hajar from the pit lane, which of course is impressive for a man which, of course, in Zandvoort took his first podium in only his 15th race. I would say that again, Antonelli kind of disappointed. Is now being overtaken by Albon in the driver's standings, which is of course not ideal because he's driving a Mercedes and Albon's driving a Williams. But Albon had a super race today, gained 7 positions from his starting place on the grid, and yeah, amazing. And Antonelli, he scored points for the first time in 2 races and only for the third time in 9 races, but still a disappointment. And if Astar could have been better, could have helped his race a lot. Hamilton recovered well to 6th place. Leclerc was 4th, not a podium this time for Ferrari at Monza. And Russell got 5th. So basically, Ferrari are now 20 points ahead of Mercedes in the constructors, and Red Bull is again starting to come back with 21 points behind Mercedes, I believe. Though again, they need Soda to perform well. The McLarens had an interesting, let's say, situation after Norris's pit stop was slow and he drove behind Piastri, but then they were ordered to change positions and they could race. But even though Norris wasn't one of fresher tires, and Piastri didn't have that much deficit in tire power. Plus, he had some soft tires, couldn't overtake him, but still, instead of a 13 or 10 points advantage in favor of Norris in his race and cut from his championship lead, Piastri only lost 3 points, so that means he's 31 points ahead. That's still pretty good for him, more than a resistance. McLaren aren't looking likely to win the championship, the Constructors' Championship in the next few races. I don't know if Azerbaijan, but I'm predicting Singapore or US. Even US sprint, it does need to be the race. Otherwise, the midfield Constructors' Championship battle again goes in favor of Williams. And again, one more thing, Alonso is again unhappy because he had a suspension failure, which, you know, you can touch your other car and not get one, but go over curves. I mean, I don't think the curves are that bad in Monza compared to tracks like, I don't know, Hungary, for example. Or at least from what I've experienced playing F124, F125, and other F1 games. But yeah, I don't know, maybe the car wasn't just fixed properly. Yeah, it's gonna be interesting midfield battle. We've got a lot of battles coming and going on to the next races. And again, Verstappen, I think, for first time in like for first time since he lost one on Italian soil in Emilia Romagna, he's won a race, so that makes it both Italian Grand Prix this year won by him. And also, this was, I think, his first win from pole position since Japan earlier this year. They've been like 4 pole positions since, and it was the first McLaren win since Canada and George Russell. So that means what, 5 McLaren wins. The first win in 6 races for a non-McLaren driver. Pretty good. And you know, Verstappen just shows why he's a 4-time world champion and potentially even 1-time world champion if Red Bull can get a good car for next year. Anyways, thank you for watching. Like and subscribe. Goodbye.